okay? So the first thing that you're gonna have to do is start out by printing everything out. Now you've got a couple choices. You can either print the pages out with the templates that already have the backgrounds on there. So you'll get a number of templates that are like that. You will print them out on this one on acetate, others just on white cardstock. The second choice that you have is that you can just take and print the templates out on any kind of pattern paper that you may have, anything that you love. Then secondly, I went through and downloaded some of the hot backgrounds also that coordinate with this paper and printed out a couple of extras so that I had some other pages to make. I also printed out the little Valentine page. I'm going to be using this for extra embellishments. And I gathered up a couple sheets of Basil cardstock that coordinated, including some Daddy Swiss. Okay, so now I've got everything cut out. The acetate sheet I cut out just outside the black line because it looks kind of fun when it's done to have the black line showing. All the other ones, the hearts, you're going to want to cut it just inside the line so that the line is not showing. Then those are the backs. Then I also chose to do a couple pages that will be in the book. The size for these pages are 6 inches wide by 8.5 tall. And so you can do as many pages also for the inside. You know, we're binding this with book rings, and so you can add as you. Okay, we're going to start out with the cover, and what I'm going to use for the cover is just a plain piece of corrugated cardboard. And I wanted the front cover to be just a little bit chunky and kind of even irreverent. I'm using chipboard for the second page and also the backer, and I was desperate, so I've just cut up a cereal box. So we're going to start out with this. We're going to start out by putting just regular glue stick all over the back of the entire heart. And it's good to have a brayer handy because we want to make sure that this is going to be really stuck down everywhere. So, like I said, I'm going to put it right onto my corrugated. Once I'm sure that it's all really stuck down really well, then I'm going to move to my cutting mat and cut around it with an X-Acto knife or just a paper knife. Alright, you may have to just double check and make sure that everything is nice and stuck. That feels good. Okay. What I did fail to mention is that you're going to want to go ahead and hang on to your paper scraps as you cut out your templates so that you can be sure to have little elements that you can embellish with. Scissors. Sometimes it's tricky to get a really nice clean cut the first time. I do recommend that you use a nice new blade so that it cuts nice and smooth. Now don't worry too much about cleaning it up because we are going to ink them black. Now what we want to do is we're going to back the heart with some coordinating cardstock. And so I'm just going to use this nice deep red color. And again, add tons of glue stick all over the back. Coat it really well. Position it on the cardstock and use a brayer. And I like to use the brayer on the front and then also on the back. The outside edge. So I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper, sand the outside edge. It's going to give me a little bit of a white edge, and then I'm just going to take some black ink. And I like how on this project the black really coordinates in. So I'm just going to quickly ink my ink. Which is page number 2 and also the backer. Both of these need to be mounted on chipboard. So what I'm going to use is my Raisin Bran Crunch chipboard. I'm going to do the same thing that I did. Okay, so this is going to be my backer. I've covered it with some orange basil cardstock. This is the second page, and I've covered it with some red Basil cardstock. And now I'm gonna just sand the edges. It's really easy because we already have the acetate sheet all cut out and ready to go. So we're just gonna set that aside. And now the next one is the circle page. And this is where we kind of need to decide how big we want the circle page to be. So if we kind of line it up here, knowing that this is the second page, or the largest portion of our project, we're going to want to kind of see, do you want to see that much of the circle? Do you want to see the circle up above? Do you want to see it down below? You know, kind of where do you want to see it? That to me looks about right. So what I'm going to do is just make a little crease there on the edge so that I know where I'm going to trim. Put it into my trimmer and simply trim it off. Okay. Now I do want to point out that I printed the paper, the template on the front and the back, so that it would be a double-sided paper.